Will Mr. Talam travel to the US to meet Mr. Trump before the looming tariff deadline? There is just over a week before the deadline when US President Donald Trump's tariffs on imports from more than 180 countries and territories are set to take effect again. Trump has said he has no intention of extending the tariff deadline beyond July 9. After a 90-day delay, we're going to look at how each country treats us, whether they're good or not. Some countries we don't care about. We'll hit them with very high tariffs, Trump told Fox News Sunday Morning Futures on June 29, U.S. time. Vietnam, which is the third largest country by trade deficit with the U.S. after China and Mexico, has held 3 rounds of tariff negotiations with Washington, but neither side has publicly confirmed any tariff agreement. In mid-June 2025, Reuters, citing informed sources, reported that Party General Secretary Talam would be traveling to the U.S. to meet President Trump, possibly at the end of June. If true, the visit appears to have been postponed, possibly due to Trump's busy schedule related to the Israel-Iran conflict in the Middle East, in which the U.S. and Qatar mediated a ceasefire agreement on June 24. As of June 30, Mr. Talam was still in Vietnam, attending the ceremony marking the establishment of the new Ho Chi Minh City. It remains unclear whether the Communist Party leader will travel to the U.S. to meet President Trump, as reported by Reuters. However, Professor Carl Thayer, emeritus at the University of New South Wales, Australia, told BBC News Vietnamese that it is notable former U.S. Ambassador to Vietnam Ted Osius, now CEO of the U.S. ASEAN Business Council, USAPC, wrote a letter to Trump. That letter outlines the damage tariffs could do to U.S. interests in cooperating with Vietnam, as well as positive benefits that could be gained from increased U.S. investment in Vietnam, Thayer said. And from all that, I think the USAPC is raising the question: what can Vietnam do to secure a meeting with Donald Trump? The longtime Vietnam watcher posed. Professor Thayer believes if Mr. Talam visits the U.S., where he traveled in September 2024, his goal would be to meet top U.S. companies, boost purchases of U.S. goods, and sign more agreements. Since Trump returned to the White House, Hanoi and Washington have signed a number of significant agreements, including deals for aircraft and liquefied natural gas, LNG. I would guess that this time if Mr. Talam goes to the U.S., there will be new contracts and new cooperation methods with U.S. companies. And if that succeeds, it would be a way to secure a meeting with President Trump, Thayer commented. Best and worst case scenarios. The initial tariff rate announced by Trump on imports from Vietnam was 46%. This places Vietnam among the highest tariffed countries, after Cambodia, 49%, Laos, 48%, and Madagascar, 47%. Dr. Thuy Nguyen, N from the Vietnam U.S. Study Center at the University of Oregon, said the best-case scenario would see tariffs reduced to about 10 to 15%, a level that would ease pressure on Vietnam. In return, Vietnam could offer strategic concessions to the U.S., such as broader access to Vietnamese ports. The golf course project in Hung Yen shows Mr. Talam seems very willing to please the Trump administration, she noted. Meanwhile, Professor Alexander L. Viewing from the Daniel K. Inouye Asia Pacific Security Center, U.S. Department of Defense, said the best-case scenario would be Vietnam and the U.S. finalizing an agreement. Once the leaders meet and set the direction, experts only need to do technical work to finalize the accord, and perhaps they could sign it in July 2025, he suggested.